They're trying to do some devastation. The one thing that I'm super curious about is that Ossa in the top left. Oh, and the top left of your screen is where we just see Doom get deleted by Spirits. Here comes the motion. There's the talent shield. There's the deploy. There's going for the plant, and Spirits with a hell of a take underneath. They pull themselves back. They set a second one so they don't get rotated on, as they've got complete control. The E1D pops off. Noodle tries to, but Yoga has the lockdown on the far end, and they don't even need to get their kit down.
Grizzly having this beautiful mirror window to face anyone here on the balcony. Actually going to try and C4, but oh, he does actually clear the aces. That's pretty nice.
In the meantime, Diaz is able to find Sloth on the back end. Gomez gets the head of Doom as well. All this pressure's coming across, and just look at that.
It's got to be on Uno to hold down the side, but Kino's going to take this 1v1.
Oh, he's getting the read. He pre-fires. He probably has no idea that the player is down at that point. And Noodle, I believe they've popped themselves up onto the school bus outside. They're going for a long-range angle, and they're making sure that it works. 14 seconds, none of it's seen, and M80 get their second round. But hey, sometimes you learn the hard way, and there's another lesson taught it. Kino gets Sloth caught on 90. These open angles, we talked about it with the pickup and the reveal there of the head over the top. Doesn't get the second. Spirits, the tail end of the player there, Uno, isn't going to go for that fight. Instead, tears the head off of Spirits, offers some support towards the offer side, and as the pings come through, a minute 20, and Kino just has a plan.
Oh my god.
I am going all the way to side. No! Caught out at the last second, the sprint. Uno.
He's going to play it patiently. Here's the drone. Here's the revive. Surely not here for Uno. He's turned this 1v3 into a 1v1. As M80 rest their hopes on Diaz.
It's so close. The scratch is just wailing against the wall, but it's Diaz. They've been able to slip a little bit into the site itself. They move. Grizzly does get Spirits, but on the back end, Gomez and Kino are able to get one of their own. There's a slow rotate. Kino's going to see if he can stick the kid. In the meantime, the call needs to come, but it's happening. The cover comes as well. There's the big Alder. Noodle across the board gets 1.5. And the down is going to make things very difficult. Yoga all that's left. They've pulled themselves back 20 seconds, 3 players. And once again, look at this, Heroic. They have just separated like the sea.
Gomez is going in, but he hasn't checked the bookshelf position. Is he going to assume that Doom has cleared on out? Gomez has snuck his way in through 90. Doom knows about it, but Gomez finds one not before the trade can come through.
Won the fight there, a great take, but Spirits, where's the push, where's the pressure? Past the mirror window, swung and dropped before you even got there. Look at this, the rotation up to the top. Uno does some business, puts us into a 1 versus 1.
Yeah, and there's a minute to go. So
time.
Diaz has to decide what he's going to do. Going to go for the plant again. I expect Uno should be able to get to deny it. Opens up the hole in the floor, using the C4, and now Diaz has a very tough decision to make.
Oh, he's gone close to the hatch. He's going to go for the pre-fire again. Diaz's health fickle and flitters away. He's going to see if he can get one last roll. He goes against it. He knows he's out of time. Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, he almost lost that. The call came. I'm up the stairs.
Almost vulnerable to a C4 there. What's going on? Doom, oh, his rotation is cut off. Perfect from Kino, those Hibana pellets.
They had the Ash watching on the far end, and now they're going to see if they can try and get the next clean take on this. Well, they should be able to piece this up. The drone's given the active call, and that's a breakdancing player. There was only really death there, and Gomez gets one more as well. Vertical is theirs. Grizzly cannot quite find a snap back to the head of the players above. They're looking for something just to make things a bit dangerous, but look at the open space he's drifted into. That's so dangerous. Grizzly just deep dives to get themselves set up. They have the rotate on the back end, but Gomez has that rotate too. Grizzly gets 1. It is down to Noodle, but only about 2 clips left, so he's got to be a bit delicate with the firefight. He's taking that bullet count just eats slower and slower. Spirits does not. He's going to see if he can try and get a sneaky catch on the player that enters. There, a lot of damage to Doom. Not quite the full bite, but Spirits has the last bit of deliciousness, and they're removed from the board itself. A 4 versus 4, 40 seconds, and they still have vertical control. They still have
Sloth.
And they're locked inside, and there's Sloth.
No way, man.
Knocked out. And there's suddenly just Heroic trying to scramble for something.
Yeah, that they are. Uno, fortunately, is able to find Gomez. I realistically don't see a way for them to get in this. Perhaps Uno can scrape together a couple of headshots. One more, why not? Put that diffuser down, son. Diaz has got a clutch once again. He might! Diffuser cold on the ground. Heroic, you can't be doing it like that.
fucking 9-5, Uno. You were so good. Keep it up, buddy. Let's go. Keep it up.
Right there, bro. They're not there.
Keep it up.
Kino was shouting the wrong way. It's the first round. It's the first attack that's sort of come together, and the pressure comes instantly back towards them. But look at this. 2 heroic players, 3 heroic players already dead. A 4 versus 2 in the opening minute. Barely anything they can see at this point. Well, there's a fight that goes away from them. Grizzly caught out by Spirits, and Yoga finds one on the stairs. Map point.
Now, fortunately, we're starting to see some of the M80 that perhaps we've seen in the past, and that includes Diaz spawn picking June and trading himself out directly. Heroic, fortunately, might finally have some wind beneath them.
They're going for a steadier push. We heard it from the comms. Slow steadier frost mat.
What kind of silver frost mat is that? It's genius, and it works wonders.
And you have to do it this way, via the workshop, via those soft bathroom walls, and via Gomez gets one, gets traded. 20 seconds, Kino, he's in the clutch position here. He's able to do a lot of damage to the first, but they're now tucked behind the shield. He's going close in for the rotate. Grizzly's going for the plant. They pull off. They're so close to the fight. The shotgun round on the other end. The ping's on the player. He's popped up looking for the cover. He needs them. There's Noodle, though. Well, the first economy was one that wasn't used very well before by Heroic. We talked about how many drones were at the cost of the far end this time. Look how many they have. Wow. They've been able to hold on to their intel. Their slower and steadier approach is definitely netting them more of a result.
M80 is going to be making plays to try and equalize, as we saw from Gomez. And as long as Heroic do their due diligence, you can play it slow. You've got plenty of time. And once again, take it one round at a time. Oh, beautiful nade. Where on earth did that come from? Spirits 1v5. He can dream it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh dear, the terrifying sounds of the world collapsing around you, and a flawless for Heroic. Piece some of these puzzles together, as you said. That mirror window! And Sloth, he had a very slow start to the game, but if his impact comes now, well, that's the biggest impact he can have, hoping they lean back into this engagement. They don't even see it. Grizzly on the back end, a 5 versus 2 out of nowhere. Diaz steps in, gets one back. Noodle's just going to hold off and wait for the reinforcements to arrive. There they are. There's the scrappiness of the fight, June. It's down to a super shorty, and now it's down to just Diaz. Looks for an engagement. They're all around you. They're all around you. A scrappy one over the door. They're going to stick the kid in the meantime, but Heroic, they're just trying to buy themselves some time in this. The openness to drop down the hatch if they need to. The break. And the rotation, if this goes unchecked, this can be huge. They're up. They just missed the back. They've got to time it. They almost get the snap, but they cannot quite get the lockdown. Noodle gets locked a little bit out. Kino gets one. Spirits does go down, and in amongst the chaos, some pressure onto the back end of the hatch itself. They're going to have to go for a bit of a hot drop here and hope they can aggress their way right through the site to get that kit planted down. But last second plants have not worked for them before. Will they work this time? Uno, he's tucked on the shoulder and the shiver. The C4 doesn't quite get it. There's a rotation and a spray through. Noodle gets one. The kick goes down. Grizzly has the cover. And Heroic explode over the second story. Kino, he finds himself alone and gets the head off of at least the planter, but the verticality is gone. The stretch into workshop looks a million miles. He's going to hold, bait and hope, but all they get is an overtime. Yoga goes wide. They're going to see if they can stick the kit behind the smoke at this point. The noise is being covered. They're both stacked up. Do they know? I don't think they know. A post plant out of nowhere, and you can see there's a moment here where M80 need to fight their way up. They cannot quite make the stairs. They cannot quite make it through the core as well. Doom is watching the door, sees the end, and Heroic find another round in a row.
Spirits has got to send it. He's got to go for this plan.
He's swinging around, they're holding the angle, the plant's gone under the E1D, Noodle gets one, Doom gets one, there's one more! There's only Spirits left, he's able to at least bite one, but look at the time! Look at what he's up against! Heroic, they had absolutely nothing, and now it's all theirs!
We're so much fucking better!
How do you know that?
What the fuck? Said it better if I tried, Mr. Officer. Heroic, what a performance!
Fucking hell, let's fucking go slow!
He's 6-2 down. The double EMP from Yoga, that cleans him from utility, but it does guarantee the hatch to be opened. And, oh, there's the C4 you're asking for.
And they should be able to get the hatch, but look, it's just the cost.
Oh, wow.
The Selmas and Noodle from bottom to top rocks Kino's head. The pressure on the back of Blue. They still think he's tucked behind it. There might be a reveal. They don't quite get the full breadth. They're back in sight, but there's only 20 seconds, and now he's back in, sets the fire off. That's going to tick the whole time round. M80, all they've run into down here is Sloth and Bundles a problem, so instead they hit the site. The C4 just does enough to stop that, the swing round. The kit is in nobody's pockets, and the first round is only in Heroics. Well, the windows are all open, and Noodle, they're being watched, and if this just gets shot through by either of them, it's a problem. He should shoot it open, but look at that. They're ready and waiting. Gomez suffers a bit. They did get Grizzly on the back end, and it's just waiting for a single sliver.
Oh, the time.
There it is, Spirits. Are you about to say the timing works against them? 40 seconds. And a bit of a fight over the opening. Can they get it? Oh, a mistimed sprint there with Joom getting one back. He's got to find more, but he can't. And finally, M80 breaks 7 rounds of loss. You got time. You got to trade. It goes a little bit against you, but 10 seconds. And now with Uno putting the pressure, there goes Gomez. The kit's still making its way across. There's Kino getting one more, but Diaz, he's got to see if he can try and get this stuck down. And he doesn't need to finish it. One more round for M80 in a row.
Oh my god! Let's go! Oh my god! Oh my god, things! Oh my god!
Does not pay off for Sloth, not yet at least. He still has a chance to take one with him, but there's no way he escapes this alive. M80 are playing it smart though. They're not feeding him, they're not getting over aggressive. They're throwing the flashes in and they dismantle him.
Noodle inside the meat locker.
Why?
Grizzly a little bit further up brick stairs. Uno the only one on the site itself. They're hoping to stress the time, and there's the first fight. There's your bit hard breach gone. Yoga gets the refrag, but well, you've just got now the thermite. Okay, they bought a plan B. They didn't always have that. Now Grizzly is inside the kitchen. They are really hoping to just steal the time and the lives. Misses the fight. Shutting it down. All the flashes in the world. They're around the corner. They don't quite get the fight and the angle. They've lost the man, and this is all precious, precious time. There's one for Grizzly. He's going to look for a second. He doesn't quite get it because they're like, we need to hit the site. They're sprinting. He's seeing if he can get the catch, but they're inside. They got the call. There's nobody there. We got the one kill. There's one more for Grizzly. The Echo. He's looking for the long range. Has the pre-fire. Cannot quite get the connection. It's Yoga. Just saves the round.
Oh no! You're gonna retire!
Game's been a bit rumbled. You're surrounded. They're in front of you. They're behind you with that castle wall. He's happy to play, but a double kill over the top. They're looking for the third. They still can't find their way out. The Nitro gets one. Uno gets Yoga on the castle. Gets an option and gets himself one teammate less. And suddenly Gomez is screaming through this. Pre-fires the angle, but they've got a plant. There's the cover. There's the rotate back round. They see the ping on the player. They see the rotation. They're almost out of time. They just have to get it. They do!
Go fucking play!
That player's on a drone. They seem to have a bit of an awareness, but not quite enough. Noodle, he suffers from the hatch itself. The beeps are all around him. Spirits gets the lock-in with the skeleton key, and inside the site as well. Joom goes down. Spirits finally gets caught. They're trying to smoke and stop anybody else screaming through. Grizzly, goes huge! Gets the double and suddenly brings it back into a 2 versus 2 from nowhere. Kino gets one, leaves just Grizzly. Not for very long.
Kino's so good. You feel me?
Crept their way down, being droned ahead. There's a player to their left. Do they know? Well, now there's one to their right, and they know. Oh, he's inside. Gets the first, screams his way around.
I don't know how to put words to that one, but Noodle has certainly opened an opportunity that Heroic need to grab with both hands. Instead, Kino grabs that powerful pump.
15 seconds, that ominous beeping as Joom gets a kill right down the core. There's Sloth, tucked round the corner, finds his first, suffers a scrape on the second, can't quite get the lock in, but Uno, he's going to see if he can stick the plant. Can there be some last second heroics from Yoga that we've seen from Heroic? Not this time.
Let's go! Watch your fucking looks!
The reveal of the player, the drop of the camera, the sort of statement that we're inside and we're putting the pressure on is something where M80 have to react.
Who's outside?
What? Joom is, but not anymore.
Yeah, well, certainly not, because he's walked right into the waiting arms of Kino.
Do they know about Diaz? I don't know if they do, but the Echo, they're in a position where they might swing into this. Noodle gets one, the dance is theirs, and well, Uno's going to see if he can stick it. Yoga does have an impact. Can he have an impact in time? Unfortunately not, and we are back level.
Yoga as well to join him. Good old roaming Warden, give these guys a 1.5 and see what they can cook up. Guess what? It's Joom. 3 rounds in a row. He's opened up the game for Heroic, and he's already in the building, less than 30 seconds in.
There's players above, there's players below. His time should be ticking, but support is slowly coming round. Spirits goes down, gets one, pulls himself back up, doesn't want to try and risk the resurgence in return. Yoga does suffer a bit of a scrape on the door itself, stuck onto the side. Bullets buzz by, Gomez gets caught, and Sloth holds the trigger, but Spirits, importantly, at least make sure they can still put a body back.
Getting back to site is not going to be easy now. Kino is all lonesome. Oh, but Spirits, that's perfect. Not only does he get back safe, he takes a body with him and evens up. Kino, vulnerable to Sloth, and Spirits may well have to be the playmaker here. Kino starts to move his way up from dummies, but he loses his head. It's now all up to Spirits in the 1 versus 2 Sloth on one sliver of HP. Is Spirits gonna be able to get past him? Absolutely not. Well, there goes Con external wall. Here comes a nade from Noodle. Oh, it may be timed perfectly.
Oh no!
Kino is so unlucky. He had only just moved back in the bathroom. Is there going to be a drop down? That con hatch. There's no way Noodle lands this twice. Gomez lucky to be alive.
Pressure up the stairs. If 2 rounds can be won by time already, can Joom get a catch? They're rotating and moving. The drop is there.
No.
Sloth gets 1 and 2. Both of them caught out in the small little pocket. Noodle has the one end, and it's a flawless. Onto map and series point.
That is grimy.
4 points in their group, furthering their position. And let's be real, like,
Oh no!
a second, what just happened?
Sloth tried to run through the hot breach. Noodle's in as well. He killed himself, but Uno at least finds a kill out of it. There's a break of an ADS. There's Joom getting Gomez, and that's at the bottom on the other side. They've slipped on by with the kit, and Uno, he's going to see if he can plant it. They have Pit. They have the door. Noodle gets Dyers, and now with Joom caught, Kino has to go huge. Yoga gets 1. Uno almost gets caught out on the way out, but it's a 2 versus 2. If they're able to take a round on the back of an exothermic suicide, well, I don't really know what to say. The smoke is very well played. You gotta pop up. The cover is there! M80 with a huge clutch.
Let's go, boys.
They have some angle. It does get electrified a little bit too late, but it stops it being a proper rotate, and that is huge. Joom.
Oh, wow.
Caught bottom to top and rocks on the hatch. The C4 to cement the kill, but at this point, it's Kino that gets the more important one onto Sloth on the top of the kitchen hatch itself. The rotate comes round. They at least get 1 off the back of it. The fire is the drop. The ping's on a single player. The pepper of the first shot. There's 1, there's 2. They've got the kit, but it's out of hands now. They find 1. Can they get the last player? It's a sprint. No! They take blue. The drop, the pressure. There's a fire that pops through, and Noodle pops off. Uno goes down, though. Diaz still on the bite, and Gomez has to wait for a pass. Oh, what do they have? Glasses that can see through the floor and see the planter. He's got to move above. Sloth gets 1. The kit's still being tucked into the corner of post plant. A 3 versus 2. They have vertical control. They have an angle. They're trying to find the loose limbs of the player. Grizzly buries back. Kino gets 1.
No,
Gomez gets 2. Noodle gets it back, but it's a 1 versus 1. They know where he is. He's stuck on the door. Gotta fight his way out here. Oh, he throws the impact. He cannot find the kill.
One round from M80.
M80 is set up so well to just reflect this approach. Pre-fires, but dropped by Spirits with a heavy hitting gun. The drop on the hatch on the back end. Joom can't quite find a full engagement, gets it down, but not the lock-in. Noodle at least gets 1. With Yoga still on the ground, it's a technical 3 versus 2, but they've got a plant. They have barely any time. Tucked on the cover, a 1 versus 1 to watch every single angle, but unfortunately cannot be everywhere at once. They get the kit, they don't get much more, but we will get your wish. A 3rd map.
Diaz with a flourish to lock in the 8-6 for M80. To vault take, C4 goes out, and Yoga can just look straight through this smoke. There's actually no one. It was a bait after all. Grizzlies made his way down into elevator, another player as well, but less than 10 seconds to go. M80, all they've got to do is hold the line. But Heroic have found some magic, no diffuser to speak of. But what am I watching right now?
Idling either side of it and seeing if they can get a scrap. They've buried themselves in. Grizzly's got the kit, and then they've got the pop-up on the lockdown. There's a couple of smokes right on the door. Grizzly's going for a wider rotate, gets a kill. And he's been pretty consistent at that. Sloth inside. Does he know someone's to his right? Well, now he knows everyone's all around him. Pops up.
No,
Cannot
Sloth!
find it.
No!
Oh, tragedy has struck. Sees the next fight, stuck in a corner. Everybody's all around him.
Not like this.
That's fish in a barrel. There's the fun use of the Echo drones, reading, rolling out. I love this. And this is why I say protect your Echo, because on a map like this, you do things like that. Hop out the window, draw the attention, almost find the next. Please don't tell me he escapes. Oh, he's escaped. Gomez.
Very dangerous position for Uno to try and march up these stairs. There's barbed wire right at the top. That'll reveal his position. But here we go. Second player to come and support him. Spirits gets the audio call. He gets the down. He gets them both. And Heroic once again falling apart. M80 look like they've got the round in the bag. Doom and Grizzly try and put something together. And Doom's the first one to find a kill here for Heroic in the round. But 30 seconds left. Spirit still alive, still up top.
Oh, no.
He can take down Grizzly with the bailiff. It's all on Doom now. Time to ace up or go busts. Bust it is. M80, 3 rounds straight.
Spirits, he's now tucked behind a hard wall. He can buy himself another 10 seconds. There's a player. There's 2. Downs the back on the end as well. The swing of the sledge. He confirms the kill first. Once again, they're just throwing themselves into the fire, and that man can see right through it. Uno, he's going to see if he can sneak. The plant is just covered, but not enough by guns, and the C4 locks it out. Diaz, he's stepping back in. Noodle steps back louder. They're looking for the first engagement. Sees the take, gets the first. Can they find the second? There it is. Drives back into sight.
I think Diaz has been misdroned. He snuck his way behind the printer just outside the window, and there's a drone. I don't think it saw him. Where is Uno? He drops down the hatch, and Diaz is left to his own devices. He finds the double, but Heroic nonetheless salvaged the round.
He's so close to the sight wall as well, and it's this cause for concern. Oh, there is Kino! Winning it out top to bottom, rocks Noodle, and the pressure comes behind it, but Gomez is the one that puts a stop to it, finds Sloth. Doom, he's not entirely sure which way he wants to go. Uno's trying to think about it, pushes in the smoke into Diaz's waiting arms. But here, from that to this, a 5 versus 2, almost a 5 versus 1, there it is. Grizzly would have to ace clutch.
Heroic, just waves crashing on the cliffs, having absolutely no impact. Grizzly looking for a consolation frag and finds absolutely nothing. Now the info that Kino has dropped all the way down into elevator. Heroic might be able to, no way! There is no way Diaz was watching that, he simply knows. And now M80 are gonna execute into the 4v3, there's nothing for it. Perhaps a C4 can salvage it, but Noodle's gonna need more than that. The plant gonna go down now. Kino forcing it inside of lockers. Diaz now easily covering 12 kills to his name. The stuns to put Noodle back in his place. But in the post plant, Uno does find the first step. Noodle as well. It's Kino in the 2v1, making a 1v1. Noodle, no C4 in the 1v1 against the Monty. One of the most unenviable positions, but out of nowhere, he gets the knife, and he's going to be able to defuse.
Wow. I think we might be looking into that in a second. The round will be replayed. We are going back to the start of M80's attacking half. So the score is 5-1. The longer they can kill time here, the more dangerous they can be. Doom suffers a bit. They're playing around that open. Uno's underneath with the C4. There's the reveal. There's the release, but Noodle wins it out first. That was a swing, I believe, from open. Time was becoming a little bit of a factor, so here it comes. The drive, the push, the attempt at the kit down. Spirits does go down, though, and that's the worst possible person. Caught out by the impact at the end of it. They're swinging themselves round. They've got to get that recollected. Tucked by the only bit of heart that they have. 13 seconds. A huge take on one side. Yoga looking for the next. The mirror window gets popped. They can't quite win it out. There it is. But now it's a 2 versus 1, and Diaz, he's got the top floor the first fight. It's his to win. A 1 versus 1. A man who has really driven M80 through this fight. They had a bit of a pause, a bit of a play. They bait the roam. Sloth, he's found 2 so far. He can't quite get the angle for the next 20 seconds. And a little bit of a game of cat and mouse. Who can stick it? Diaz can!
He's afforded quite a bit of flexibility here, peeking inside of blue. Noodle is so patient. and he knows perhaps that he has been droned. He sees the position, but Gomez gets the better of him as the Lion roars and M80 march toward the bomb site.
Round the back, Diaz gets one, Sloth finds Yoga and at least stems the blood, but it's not for very long.
Let's go!
We couldn't have had a more bitter fight from the start to the end. 2 overtimes and a train running out of steam.